Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on your time zone. Happy Saturday. It is the weekend, and I don't know about you guys, but it was a very long week. Coming to the end of the contest submission deadline probably had something to do with that. Hello, Animated. Good to see you. Glad you were able to join us this morning. Let's go ahead and switch screens really quickly, and we're going to pop on this real fast. Two things I have to do since we are getting started. One, I'm going to make this full screen, and secondly, I'm going to come right back here real quick to submit this link so I can go ahead and pin it to the top of the chat. And that's going to come in handy because we're going to do a little bit of trivia again. Hello, Winter. Good to see you. Glad you were able to join us this morning. We have a little bit of trivia coming. Puyo, hello. How's it going? I hope you guys are all feeling fantastic now that we've hit our goals, met our deadlines, and now we can more or less rest. There's a little bit more we have to do, and we'll talk about that. But let's go ahead and soak in the moment and just enjoy our victory for just a brief little interlude. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. I have my coffee, and I am trying to make sure that I'm still drinking it and not letting it get cold on my desk while I talk so that I have brain power to say smart things and not dumb things, because sometimes I do say some dumb things. I hope you guys have your drink of choice or however you want to kick off your weekend. I hope that you have it handy. Puyo, yes, we did it, guys. Yeah, absolutely. What a relief, right? I remember in the Discord, we were all counting down on the 15th. We were all doing the countdown, and as soon as it was like contest closed, we were like cheering and clapping, and everybody was really excited in the voice chat. And then it kept going, and people kept submitting, and Webtoon dropped a notice saying that they extended the deadline for a day. They didn't necessarily explain why, but we have our suspicions considering that the website was bugging out for a lot of people. Entries were going missing. Chapters were self-deleting. It was chaos. Thankfully, I think everybody who had run into those kind of issues had time to fix it before the extended deadline. So I think we're all in the clear. I hope we're all in the clear. Animated says, I have one more page of comic I was working on to render, and then I might just have to put text on my speech bubbles. Yes, get your work goals met. Yeah, power through. I mean, within reason. Power through within reason. Puyo says $1 million contest things, right? Tell me about it. But I wasn't in the voice chat day 2 for the countdown. I was actually furiously working on submitting one more bonus behind the scenes chapter for my contest, which you'll see if you have visited the contest since the closing, my Webtoon since the contest closed. And if you haven't, again, the link is pinned, and it's pinned for a good reason, because I am going to start off our live reads today by asking chat a question about my comic, like a piece of trivia. And if you can, the first person to answer it gets to pick. My gosh, my speaking abilities today, terrible. The person who answers the question first gets to choose which comic, maybe I just gotta slow down, which comic we will be reading on stream. And I will only read the first chapter. I'm not trying to read the whole thing, because that would completely defeat the purpose of sending folks to the comics that we spotlight so that they can subscribe and catch up on like all 3 chapters or 4 chapters or however many chapters you submitted, and just genuinely add it to their to be read pile, right? Animated says, I read it. It's cool you have such a good relationship with your colorist. I am so lucky. so lucky that my colorist has agreed to this partnership. I really am super thankful. Pantheon, hello. I'm so glad that you're here. Good to see you. Pantheon Talks is the mayor of Canvas contest community, I would say. I feel like, and I think Pollo and some of the other entrants, Winter, wouldn't you agree that like he's the Pantheon Talks Apollo is essentially the mayor of our community of contest creators? Yes, shout out to Artbreaker, says Winter. Snaps for that. Absolutely. Shout out to Artbreaker. I couldn't have done it without her. She's amazing. I don't want you guys stealing my colors for me, but if you're interested in working with her, I'm sure she would be happy to take some commissions when her schedule allows, because she is in school. And I know that the contest especially was difficult because she was also taking, I think, either midterms or finals. It might have been finals. But either way, it was obviously a very stressful, time-sensitive period for her, and she still made it work. She still completed Love Curse Queen of Rogues colors for us while studying for her exams. I hope her exams went great. I honestly don't know. She's probably hibernating right now to recover from everything. Apoyo, save us, says Winter. Yes, Opoyo is our Lord, says Pollo. Apollo, why am I... Sorry, see, this is why, you guys, I gotta, like, slow down. I'm mixing up Apollo and Pollo, and it's coming out weird. So, two different people, Pollo and Apollo, but they work really well together. They are also, like, a great partnership there. They started a Discord, and it has been my new home for everything Webtoon contest related, for sure. Oh my god, guys, stop. This is Apollo, Pantheon Talks, same person. No, we all make the community awesome. It is an amazing community. Shout out to all the creators. This page right here is perfect for this because we have Webtoon 2025 contest webcomic legends. You're all legends. You did it! And it says, congratulations on submitting your story. Couldn't have said it better. Entries are closed, so we are officially in the judging phase of, I guess, round 1 of entries. And right here on the very bottom of page 1, if you're on desktop, is Love Curse Queen of Rogues. And I was so nervous trying to submit my behind the scenes chapter at the last second. I literally, because I was out all day and only just got home right before closing, wasn't even sure if I was going to pull it off, but I did. So let's keep going. Winter says, Sonia started the Discord. Shout out to Sonia. Yes, I did not know that. That is great information. I did not know. So shout out to Sonia for sure. 10,000%, and some snaps for that. I apologize if the snaps are loud or annoying. I actually don't know how they sound coming through the mic. I see hearts in the chat. Yes, hearts for Sonia. Maybe that's better than snaps. Hearts for Sonia. All right, so let's start with a little piece of trivia, and then we will pick a comic to read first. If we do not get any suggestions for what to read, there's always this backup list. I have been meaning to basically comb my way through this whole list of comics that were put together by the Discord community, actually, the same one we were just talking about. And yeah, there's plenty here to read. It's like the perfect list of perfect reading list, right? All the work was done for me. It all already exists. But for the sake of the live chat and making this an interactive space, because we do want this to be interactive, since we are live and we're all here together at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm reading your comics, again, chapter 1, and then I'm just going to send everybody to go catch the rest of it to the link to your comics. So let's go ahead and start with our first piece of trivia. And the first person to answer it has 3 options. They can suggest their comic to read. They can suggest someone else's comic to read, as long as the comic is entered in the contest. Or the third option is to pay it forward to somebody else that's currently in the chat. We had an amazing pay it forward chain on the last one of these live streams that I did, where everybody was paying it forward. Everybody was like passing their win. They would answer the trivia correctly and then pass it forward to another person in chat. And I thought that that was super wholesome. Not that you have to do that. There's no pressure to do that. You can definitely share your comic and we will get it read. And yeah, let's start, right? Hello, Elena. Welcome to the Discord. Not welcome to the Discord. Brain. Oh my gosh. Okay, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Our first question today is going to be, are you ready for this? And if you haven't seen my comic, the link that is pinned at the top of the live chat will take you there and you can try to find the answer before someone else. The first question is, who is the Duke of Brasshaven? Who is the Duke of Brasshaven in my comic? Blue Mouse, hello! Good to see you. I'm glad you caught the stream. Caught a stream for finishing lunch. Yes, I'm so glad you were able to make it. I hope lunch is really delicious. Currently reading right now, says Elena. Perfect. All right, well, that is the question. So I'm going to leave that like hovering out in the ether until the first person can tell me who is the Duke of Brasshaven in Love Cursed Queen of Rogues. And you can answer this two ways. You can tell me who he is to Caitlin, or you can tell me his actual name. So either way, I will take either answer. Poyo says, Apollo was the reason we all linked up. I'm happy the community grew this much. I agree. You guys all deserve a huge pat on the back for that and a round of applause. All the things. I'll send you roses. I'll send you virtual roses. Annie Made It says, it's okay. I get that sometimes. Are you talking about me like just being terrible with words? Because I get it all the time. I'm always stumbling over my words. Oh, okay, so Poyo says Peyton's father. That is incorrect. Oh, Caitlin's father. You meant Caitlin. No, that's not correct. Caitlin Cogford. She's not a duchess. She's not quite that high up the social hierarchy. Maybe I'll hold on to that little nugget of information for a future question. Such a pretty art style, says Elena. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Annie Made It says, isn't he presumed dead person? She was supposed to be dead? I guess there's three ways to answer this question. And she was supposed to marry him. Yes, Annie Made It. You are correct. So there's two ways I was going to accept and answer this question. The Duke of Brasshaven, firstly, is Caitlin's fiance. She was supposed to marry him. And secondly, his name is, oh my gosh, his name is Wesley Cohen. So Wesley Cohen is the Duke of Brasshaven. He is also Caitlin's fiance. And he is also perhaps, maybe, possibly could be presumed dead. Annie Made It, what would you like to do with your win? Are you going to suggest a comic that you would like us to read from the contest? Or would you like to pay it forward? Or you would suggest a friend's comic? How do you want to do this? Let me know. And we will also, there will be a trivia question, and I'll keep them easy. I think I'm not going to do anything too crazy with the questions, but there will be a trivia question after each chapter that we read so that we can pick a new comic for the next part. So if you didn't get this question, that's okay. There will be another question. You'll have plenty of time to make sure, or plenty of time to try and get your comic read. And again, every comic we read, I will be sharing links in the chat so that it's easy and accessible to the audience here on stream. The one thing I ask from all of you is that if you are visiting any of these links, whether it's my comic link or another person's comic link that we are reading live on screen, please make sure that if you're going to give them a view, you also give them a subscribe, a like, or a comment, or all three, because we don't want to hurt anybody's ratios. We don't want them to have a high view count with a low engagement rate. Does that make sense? So let's try and be very supportive when we're reading these comics, that we make sure that we are engaging, not just viewing. So that is my little spiel for now. And now let's see. Annie made it. See, I'm talking too fast. I'm slurring everything together. Annie made it said, look up Nerd and Jock. It's a small comic and it is wholesome. Okay, let's do that. So, Nerd and Jock. And I'm going to look in Canvas because, let me know if you see it on here. Oh, is this it? Did they enter it in the contest? Marco R., did you enter this in the contest? I can't tell if it is. Is this in the contest, Annie? Comedy Slice of Life. No, this can't be. 291 episodes. I don't think this one's a contest entry. Annie made it says, they're not my friend, but I love them. I will tell you what, I will save this in my to be read file over here at webcomics. I will drop it in that folder. And I will save it for later, but since it's not in the webcomic contest, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to choose again, because this is the focus of the stream is to put some spotlights on our webcomic legends who are entering this contest. Elena says, eee! Derpsy Fish, hello! I'm glad you're here. Hi, good to see you. So good to see you. The First Wife says Blue Mouse Art. That's a really good one. I really love that one. Annie says that's the only one I know. Robert says Battle Pulse is mine, but my third episode was corrupted, so I will not. No! Oh no! You weren't able to fix it before the. Oh, that's. You should. Have you tried? Robert, have you tried emailing Webtoon staff? Like they have like this email box where they. Yeah, at the end of like every newsletter, there was like a little email address that you can send questions to regarding the contest. I bet if you email them and let them know, yeah, what Derpsy Fish said, let them know that your files got corrupted, and there's a good chance because it's their fault that the website was bugging and it messed up so many people's things that it's not something that they can just ignore. They can't just say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like everybody knows what you're talking about. I think they'll help you make your adjustments. It's not Webtoon's fault, it's my PC. I'm so sorry to hear that. So your computer messed up your files. That's, yikes, that's, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That's painful. Animated said we can pass it forward to, or she wants to pay it forward. Animated wants to pay it forward. So I think what we'll do is everybody drop your comic name in the chat and let Animated pick one of the comics based on the name. So go ahead and do that. Drop your comic names in the chat. I know Blue Mouse Art already said The First Wife. I think, so who, The First Wife was made by, is it Blue? That's a different screen name, though. Blue Mouse Art. Are you recommending one that you really like, or was that actually yours? Yours is Morning Tide. Okay, I see. So we got Morning Tide. Let me pronounce things correctly. Song of Siren is Poyo's recommendation. Robert says it's a good lesson. Guys, feel free to read those if you like, no pressure. Oh, you posted in the Discord your art, Annie, you said. Yours is Morning Tide, The First Wife is Ashtree House. That's right, Ashtree House. I just wasn't sure. I was like, did Ashtree change her screen name? Okay, so Annie Made It says Morning Tide seems popular. So we are reading Morning Tide. Let's try that one out. Real quick, though, I'm going to pop over to my other screen just to take a quick peek to see if Annie Made It dropped some art. She did. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to pull this up here real quick because we're going to check out, just because we can. I'm going to go ahead and share very quickly some art by Annie Made It. And this is the one she was telling us, right? This is the one you were talking about at the beginning of stream, that you were adding speech bubbles. So we have a work in progress. We can see the sketch, the flats, and the fully rendered artwork here. I love seeing the process. Honestly, it's so cool to see like how people like develop their art and how the process goes because everybody's process is different. I do think that that's really cool. Derpsy Fish says it's so pretty. I agree. It does. It reminds me of like is it DuckTales? I feel like I might be wrong, but it sounds like that's what I mean. I'm just not sure. Morning Tide. Right. Let me find Morning Tide for us really quickly. Morning Tide, all one word. And blue mouse right here, Morning Tide. Okay, perfect. So here it is. And like I said, I'm going to give you guys the link in the chat. So if you want to read along, here's the link. Oh, sorry, I have a couple others open that I was planning to read, but I had to get ready for stream. This is one of the ones I was planning to read. Here we go. And we're going to start first with the description. Pantheon Talk says, yes, I learned so much. Yeah, me too. Chicken Little says Annie made it. Yeah, I can see the influence there with Chicken Little. You went to draw a spring picture for the season. That makes sense. It's giving spring for sure. And like I didn't figure out how to draw some characters until episode 3, says Pantheon Talks. Honestly, I'm right there with you. I have been drawing my characters for a long time, so sorry I'm like going on a tangent here. I'm just kind of reacting to the chat, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the contest window so that we can see things a little bit clearer. I've been drawing my characters since like 2011. Not a lot, not like a whole lot, but just like every once in a while. But even still, like having to update their designs and having to figure out what I want them to look like for the comic was definitely a journey. So I'm right there with you, Pantheon. I went through the same process. Oh my god, Apollo, we were both crunching for time, huh? Yeah, the crunch was real. All right, so Anna longs for a man who's husband material, but has had countless bad dates. She'd sooner expect dying alone than falling in love with a monster man she found bathing in the woods. And this is in the comedy romance category. And you are killing it. Look at this, 128 subs already. That's looking really good. You've got 6 episodes. Right, comedy required 6 episodes, didn't it? Let's go ahead and check out episode 1. Already, just looking at the thumbnail, I really love the character designs. I think the horns are pretty. All right, so here we go. That's me, all waterlogged after a bad date. Why am I blushing? Well, oh right, I forgot my mouse wheel is so loud. I'll have to use the keyboard. I mean, I'd be blushing too. Look at that. Look at that steamy piece of glass. So pretty. He's also really trippy. The horns are gorgeous. I love your horn design. It looks amazing. He also has like, look at this. This like branch kind of, like it's almost like he's made out of wood. You can see like this sort of tree shape language in the ears and the elbows. It looks like we've got some stitching maybe. Like this is sort of a Frankenstein situation. The hair looks like water. I mean, I know it's dripping water, but it straight up looks like a waterfall here. It's very, very cool. He definitely looks like a part of nature. A steamy piece of glass. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Whether your village takes a bath with their clothes on or not, you should still wait until I'm done with mine. He's just taking it in stride. My guy is just chill. He's taking it in stride. Let me back up to this afternoon. Yes, please. We need some backstory here, Morning Tide. That is a pretty logo. Oh, am I supposed to sing this part? Oh boy, cover your ears. God, the art is so beautifully rendered, says Puyo. Yes, it is beautiful. And the fields in the springtime dress in all sorts of colorful flowers. I really don't know if that's a tune, but we're gonna pretend it is. She's getting ready. She's got her makeup. Hey, Anna, you home? Yo ho, Anna, did you go on your date yet? I want all the details. This is a nosy friend, and I'm here for it. Hey Tara, no, I was just about to leave for the date, hey? Oh, you look so cute. Yeah, now that she's cleaned up the makeup that she swatched across her cheek. I've got a good feeling about today. Today is the day you meet your dream man. I just know it. Well, thanks for the confidence. Yeah, she's got a big personality. She's yanking her around. She's got her nose in her dating life, and it's a friend. It's a good friend that cares that much about your day to day. Shoo shoo! Don't be late, and don't light this one's hair on fire. There's a backstory there. I know it. No promises. Okay, so pause. Look at this texture. Like, I'm also looking at, like, I agree with Puyo, the style, super pretty. Like, I really like the way that you're drawing. I like the line art. It looks very, like, fluid. You look like you had, like, just such a, you know what I mean? Like, such a fluid motion with your hands when drawing this. It doesn't look stiff at all. I love the texture that you've overlaid here, this very papery texture. I don't know, it's working for me. It's looking really good. Earrings are cute, by the way. Okay, so we pan down. We got this gorgeous long shot, this long panner a little later. And we end up here at this cute little woodland cafe, I think. It is cute. I like the tree, the literal tree chunks being used as a door frame. Oh wow, you're truly stunning. You're truly stunning in person, Anna. Why, thank you. You're very handsome yourself, Edward. Thank you. Though there are some changes I'd like made so you can stay with me. I noticed that sword belt on your hip, not very ladylike to play with swords, wouldn't you say? Oh, he's that kind of guy. Speaking of your hips, I think you'd make a fine mother, despite your older age. You'll have to cut back on some meals. Your cheeks are looking a bit chubby. Mm-hmm, he says as she's wielding a knife. Continue at your own peril, sir. I think I understand now why maybe she set the last guy on fire. Pantheon says, I'm ready for Discord karaoke night. Yes, let's do it. I'm down. I'll sing some Little Mermaid or something. I don't know. Perry the singer, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I'll have a good time with you guys. Dude, this makes me want to draw more. Good, Annie made it. You hear that? Blue Mouse, your art is inspiring. Okay, a few minutes later. That'll be 11 copper coin, please. My guy has got, you know what, he lucked out. He didn't get fired, he just got soggy. I would consider that, he got off light. And she storms off into the woods. Now we can see how she ended up there in the first place. But why did she take a dunk in the water? I feel like that part maybe we'll find out in the next chapter. If you want to know how we got from here to her taking a swim with a very steamy woodland creature, you gotta read chapter 2. You gotta check out chapter 2, and you want to. So make sure that you're using the link that I posted in the chat to navigate to this comic, or alternatively, you can look up Morning Tide. Look up Morning Tide. And as I mentioned before, we're going to make sure that we're engaging. We're not just viewing, we're engaging. We are not we're not window shopping here. We are paying, we're playing to pay, right? We're paying, what is it, pay to play? I said it backwards. We're paid to play, and for once, it's a good thing. We are paying through our likes, we are paying through our comments, and we are paying through our subscriptions. So let's make sure that we do that for all of our wonderful, hardworking artists and authors on here. Annie made it says, Marmy dude, don't date him. Yeah, definitely don't date Blondie that we saw at the dinner table. Panthan says, a person at work told me my face was getting fat and it ticked me off. Bro, I'm bucking so I can crush you. Yeah, you do you in spite of them. In spite of them. Blue Man says, bro, what? So rude. Agreed. Boy, you guys, don't tick him off. I wouldn't either. I just feel like that's not the way to go. It's not a good choice here. Okay, so my comment is going to be the one that I said probably 3 times because I stand by it. I see why she may have set the last guy on fire now. It all makes sense. Blondie, speaking about, Blondie got off light here, in my opinion. So that's going to be my comment. And we are going to pop back up to, as soon as I find my home key, here we go, this page. So if you're looking for this, if you're doing a search instead of using the link, I know that sometimes for me, when I'm on my phone, it's way easier to just search the titles than to use the links because the link doesn't open the app on my phone for whatever reason. It like opens a Chrome window or whatever. I don't know what the deal is there. Like, we need to work on that so that the links go straight to the app. And by we, I don't mean me, because I am not that tech savvy. Somebody who actually has control over that situation on the tech side of the company of Webtoon. If that's even a thing that can be done, I don't know. Maybe it's just, that's just not how it works. I've not really paid attention before, but if you open like an Instagram link or a TikTok link, do they even take you to the apps? I'm not sure. Blue Mouse says, oh my god, LOL. I think you're talking about the comment. Art, hello. Lotus, hello. Pandan talks, hi to Lotus. Everybody say hi to Lotus, please. Ash Tree House, welcome. Good to see you. Opening the live to Morningtide is I'm going to call it 2 thumbs up, only because I don't know what to call the okay symbol. 2 okay hands, 2 okay fingers. Hello, yes. I agree, the art is on Morningtide is very pretty. And we had a lot of fun reading the first chapter. I think that there are questions that need to be answered, so we're going to have to continue into chapters 2, 3, 4, and so on. Just not on stream, because that's not how this works. Y'all gotta like go subscribe and read it yourselves. That's how this works. And who could say no to this creature right here? Honestly, not me. I couldn't say no. I'd be like, you are just one with nature. Teach me your ways. I don't even know. Like, I've seen you like for 2 seconds, but I'm assuming things, okay? I'm just assuming. Watching the stream and reading your comic too. Yeah, if you guys want to read along. For sure, we can make this like a book club, you know? It's like a book club. I like that. We're going to have a Webtoon book club here. All right, so the next piece of trivia that we're going to have to answer so we can find our next comic that we're going to read live on stream. If you haven't already read Love, Cursed Queen of Rogues, you know the deal. You got to go to the link that is pinned at the top of the live chat and do a quick speed read. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by telling you guys to do that instead of actually absorbing the content and engaging with the content. Please also engage with it. My goal is to keep my views to engagement ratios in a good spot. I don't want to like conflate all my views to have like so many views and then like little to no engagement, because that was not a good look. That's not my color. I don't want to wear that color. So if you guys view, please engage. In any way that you feel comfortable with, whether that's subs, likes, or comments. And I would just ask that you do the same for everybody else that we look at today. And we are going to go ahead and I'm going to think of my next question so I can ask you my next question. Astrid says, I can't believe the contest submission period is done. What a wild ride. Yes. We even had like a false celebration on the 15th when we thought it was done and then it wasn't. But yeah, it's such a relief now to finally just like close the door on phase 1 and to stand by while Webtoon on the back end does all the the reviews and the judges and fills out our scorecards and all of that stuff. All we can do in the meantime is promote and share and read. And I hope that everybody finds the time to do all three. We're going to do a little bit of promoting and reading today on live stream. I'm trying to get as much combined and make the most of our time as possible. That's why I'm having these streams. And I might try a different formula in the future, but last time, this is our second time doing a trivia stream, and I asked you guys what you thought of it last time, if it was a little too self-serving or if you felt that it was enjoyable or a good experience, and the consensus seemed to be that people enjoyed it. So we're going to go ahead and stick with this formula for now. And then if I come up with something better in the future, we'll try something different. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys all being here. I love all your comics. I know that I'm behind reading them because I was also, like many of you, we were working hard and we didn't have a lot of time to enjoy and read comics, but now we do. So it's time to catch up on those reading lists. Elena says, yeah, I can relax. LMAO. Oh, what a journey. Agreed. So let's go ahead and check out our next comic. And in order to do that, I've got to ask you a question. So here is our question. What is Caitlin's title? Like her nobility title? And I think that one's like super easy. You might not even need to open the comic to read that one. It might be in the description of the comic. I might have made it too simple, but we'll stick with it. That's our question. The next comic that gets read is the person who tells me what Caitlin's official nobility title is. Elena says Queen of Rogues. So it's not in the title, it's in the description. Queen of Rogues is not her official title. That's more of kind of a nickname that she got from her guild. You can guess again, though. You don't have to, it's not one and done. You can say it as many times as it takes. Derpsy Fish says, I know her dad is a baron. So what does that make Caitlin? You're on the right track, Derpsy Fish. If daddy's a baron, what is Katie? She is a captain. That is true. Poyo, you're not wrong. She is a captain. And I feel like captain is technically an official title. So I might have... Shoot. I might have made this question more complicated than I thought. Yeah, what do you call a baron's daughter? Baronet. Baroness. Yeah, I think it's still baroness. Or you would just call her lady until... the senior baroness passes the title. But we're not going to talk about that because I posted that real close to Mother's Day, and I don't think people were too happy with what I did to Mommy Baroness. Read at your own peril when you get to chapter 3. Let's see. I think Poyo said captain, which is technically also correct. Captain is an official title. And Derpsy Fish said, well, he called his, you gave me the dad. I'm not going to count that one. But Elena said Baroness, which is true. I was looking for Baroness. So what I will do, should we do a tiebreaker? Maybe we should do a tiebreaker. I'll make it easy. Here's an easy tiebreaker, you guys. This is just between Elena and Poyo, okay? Ready? The tiebreaker question is, who is my colorist? If you can tell me who the colorist is, then you win the tiebreaker. And while I'm watching the chat, Poyo wins! Artbreaker! That's correct. Artbreaker is the colorist for this. So, Poyo, Elaine, you were so close! You were so close! Poyo was really quick, though. That's okay. We'll ask more questions after we read a comic recommended by Poyo. And then maybe you'll be able to get... Yeah, maybe you can still keep answering questions as we go through this. We've got plenty of time ahead of us. Poyo, it was your win, so... What comic would you like for us to spotlight? Let me know. Let me take another sip of my coffee. Make sure I drink my coffee this time before it gets cold. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. Sean McFarland is in the house. How's it going? I'm glad you're able to join us. So glad to have you here on stream. We are celebrating the end of the submission period. Just like it says here on screen, congratulations on submitting your story. We're celebrating by reading these submissions. And so that is the name of the game today. It is only comics that are in the contest. We will, in the future, maybe do live reads of comics that are outside the contest, but for today, this is what we're doing. Poyo says Song of Siren, but could you skip to chapter 2? If that's what you would like me to do, that's what we will do. We will preview chapter 2. Ashtree says it's long weekend in Canada, and I shall be reading so many comics to catch up. Poyo and Hollow's newest one is at the top of the list. You hear that, Poyo? You're at the top of the list, friend. Let me go ahead and look up this title that Poyo gave us. And it was Song of the Siren. We're going to look at that. And I just got to look down here. That's the one. We found it. And per request, we will look at chapter 2 instead of chapter 1. Oh, did I do this last time? Did I subscribe? Shoot. I don't remember if I did. I'll check after stream. I'll go back and I'll look at that first one we read and make sure I subscribed. But yeah, we're going to look at that. Sean says, hey, Poyo, you dang that. Your comic put the tense in intense. Ooh, that's... Which one, though? Oh, you're talking about Apollo. Apollo. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Pantheon Togs comic, definitely shock factor wow. Intense is perhaps an understatement. So... for anybody who hasn't seen Pantheon Talks comic, you should. So maybe we'll be able to read that on the stream, but if not, I'm just telling you ahead of time, you should. But let's go ahead and read this. Hello! Oh, Ashtree is saying hello to Sean, I think. To Sean, since Sean just joined. Song of Sirens. This is a girl love in the romance category, as would be expected for a GL. And this is by Poyo. Poyo, let me know. Just tell the chat, how many comics in total did you actually enter in the contest? I want everybody to understand how much work you put into this. And you go ahead and tell them while I read the description here. So, Azira, a lonely but kind-hearted princess, wanders the shores of a desolate beach, painting a beautiful picture here. On her walk, she stumbles upon the lifeless body of a siren washed up on the sand. Azura uses her ancient magic to revive the mysterious creature, and to her surprise, the siren awakens, having lost her voice. They form a sweet friendship, exploring the beach together. That sounds so wholesome. It says romance fantasy, but that almost sounds like it could also be heartwarming. Let's go ahead and check out chapter 2 by request. Poyo says, I did 3, but you only got to submit 2 of them. You were really, really pushing yourself. I'm surprised that you went that far. 3 is a lot, but 2 submissions is still a lot. That's a load of work, says Elena. Dang, yeah. It is a lot of work. Okay, so Song of the Siren. And I think this is before we even scroll past the title card, I want everybody to just kind of check out the background of your title card and how you have this like abstract, it's like abstract art. I've been out of like art school since 2017, so I'm a little bit rusty on the lingo, the words, the right words. So I can't quite remember how to describe this, but I just want you guys to look at it because this is kind of like a signature move in all of Poyo's comics that I've seen, and I really like it. I think it just has such a vibe, and it really is a signature of Poyo's work. Okay, moving on. Coloring and background by Winter. Winter in the chat, right? Winter's in the chat. I saw Winter earlier. I think Winter is here. Winter, hello! Let's give some love to Winter as well for coloring this and doing the backgrounds. Talk about, like, making new friends. I want to know, did you and Winter know each other before this contest, or did you meet during this contest and then collab? Because that would be such an amazing story if you did. Agree, Sean, the vibes are vibing. And Puyo is still working on a third comic. Yeah, don't give up. Keep going. If you've already started it, keep going. Keep going. No point to slow down now. So I think this is our princess on the beach, right? Or is this the siren? Since we skipped chapter 2, we're kind of going in here blind. Or chapter 1 and jumped straight into chapter 2. We're going in a little bit blind here. Annie made it said, I subbed to your Webtoon Blue Mouse. Yes, I need to make sure that I did as well. I'll go back and check that, I promise. Winter says, yes, I helped with rendering and backgrounds. That's amazing. All right, let's go ahead and check out what kind of context can we get by scrolling onward. So here we have, okay, I'm thinking for sure then that here is the princess. I could be wrong, but looking at the second character, I feel like this is probably the siren. Are they both one-armed? They're both one-handed? I think they are. I think they're both one-handed. Or is this just a stylistic thing? Because I see like a second hand up here doing a peace sign. So maybe it's just stylistically. No text so far, but look at this panel. Look at this black and white emote. Like it's an emote panel. And the shape linkage is so good. I love the use of negative space. Stuff like this, I could just eat this up. I could gobble up just this panel. I don't even know what's going on, but this panel, it slaps. It's so good. Okay, so, I think it's a bow. Is it a bow or is it a hand on the head? I feel like I have so many questions. I have so many questions. But it's all emoting. Look at all this. It's all feels. There's no dialogue. We're just straight up, like, we're reading the emotions here. It's like reading ink blots. We're, like, getting the vibe. There's a crab. The crab is cute. Please don't get pinched by the crab. Oh, no. Crab, run away. Crab, run away. You gonna eat the crab? I don't know. But he's so cute. How could you eat that? Please let the crab go. Oh, okay. I think the crab is gonna get... My gosh. Okay, you guys saw me last time with the cats, and I lost my mind over the kitty cats in the comics. But this crab gets to be an honorary cat because I said so. No other reason, just because I said so. We are going to treat this crab... Please do not hurt the crab. Please do not hurt the crab. Oh, okay, somebody did get pinched. Okay, sometimes this happens, guys. Sometimes this happens, okay? But we can't blame the crab. It was scared, you know? Okay, so there's something to do with muting. Bang, 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 bang. What? You told me this chapter was wholesome! What is this? Puyo! I feel betrayed. You told me this was gonna be wholesome. What is happening here? I think this is a flashback. This is like a trauma response. I think the siren is remembering something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Getting a little pat on the head. Crab is just yeeted through the sky. I have so many questions. Yeah, me too, babe. Me too. This one's got a question. I got questions. Look at the shine on that hair. Winter, you are killing it with these colors. Sorry, I'm only able to receive parts of you that are still intact, so I gave you my blessing. Now you're able to communicate visually with your thoughts. That explains the question mark. Oh no! The thoughts immediately went somewhere that she probably didn't want to share. She probably didn't want to share that one. Yeah. It might take some getting used to, but this will do for now. Don't worry. I'll teach you how to properly use it. Look at the eye. Look at that detail in the eye. The colors are coloring. I love it. Nod, nod. Okay, the crab is back. Oh no. Is he back with a vengeance? I mean, now you just have a crab earring, right? Like, look in the positive side, right? Is this a bad thing? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I mean, you were trying to eat it though. I feel like that was worse. Oh, I think he likes you. See, I'm on her side. I think the crab stays. This is my headcanon now. The crab stays. There's a few more hours until the sun goes down. Let's explore the beach some more. I feel like the sun is definitely setting, like, right now. This is sunset for sure. It is actively happening. What a cool shot, though. Like, honestly, that is legit. And the crab survived to crab it up another day. Splash, splash, splash. Splishity splash. Splish, splash, I was taking a bath. And the halftones look good. I like how you have like this little kind of like rolling, what's the word I'm looking for here? The way it's contouring, that's the word. Just like little details like this, the contour and the halftones, that looks really good. Thank you for reading Puyo, Puyo, Puyo. You got all the socials. You know where to find them on YouTube because they're in the Discord. My goodness me. They're in the chat. They're also in the Discord though. That's not wrong. Yeah, so here we go. And Winter Melons as well. Winter, this is super cute. We got all the socials for Winter. This is lovely. Lovely. I mean, there was one panel, I will say, there was one panel that was not heartwarming, Puyo. There was no warning for that. Excuse you. But yeah, I agree with Ashtree House here. Ashtree says, these two styles together, mind-blowing. Agreed. That was seamless. That really was. It was really seamless. Such a gremlin, says Sean. She popped her hand off to match the siren who lost her arm. That must have been in chapter 1. I feel like, yeah, that was the context we were missing. Yeah, so, Pantheon says, y'all did the thing, besties. I agree. And you mess with a crab, you get the claws. That's only fair. That is only fair, in my opinion. I stand by the crab. The crab has rights. Puyo says, this is wholesome for my standards, at least. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Wait a minute. We gotta give it a like. That's fair. Guys, don't forget, when you're reading these, you gotta, like, engage with them, too. It's not enough to give it a view, okay? The views can actually work against you if you don't get engagement. So we want to make sure that if we're viewing, we're engaging. Let's always remember that. It's the best way to support your creators, whether it's for the contest or way beyond the contest. Outside of, like, maybe YouTube and TikTok, where views actually do stand on their own 2 feet, in the comic space, like on the Webtoon, views alone, they only do so much, and they can actually hurt you in the contest because it is a ratio for engagement. It is views versus subs, views versus likes, views versus comments. You know, we're looking for that ratio. And so we want to make sure that we are helping, not hurting our creators' ratios. So let's make sure that we're engaging. Splish, splash, yes, all the splishy splashies. Thank you for reading, Perry, says Puyo. Of course, I'm happy to read. Yeah, Winter, you two, I think you guys were both really great. You guys worked together on this. I love the crab. Please bring the crab back for more. Personal fave. I need to start doing fan art for you guys. What do you think of that? Should we do like a fan art segment or something? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I might be doing some fan art in the future, though, and start dropping some fan art in the Discord or something. Because you guys have some really cute stuff. Views versus complete scroll 2. It's madness. Yeah, you gotta really put in... It's all free, though. It's all free. Let's just say that. Like, when it comes to engagement, you don't gotta spend any money. Like, it's totally free, but it helps so much. Like, this, I don't have a ration of how many likes I can give a day. I can like as much as I want. There is no, like, cutoff, so I can give free likes all day long, and there's no reason not to, unless it's like, I don't know, AI art or art theft, but we're not going to see that here, not with these creators. Comments are free too. Save the crab. Where is my picket sign? I need to I need to save the crab. Or we need to save the crab. That's my personal thoughts on this. Crab needs to. Blue Mouse, hey, look who beat me to it. Blue Mouse already added a comment. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. We need creators and readers who are willing to engage. So let's make sure that we're giving it our best. And again, I don't want to totally beat the dead horse here, but it's free. So it just takes an extra minute of your time, and it's so worth it. And you don't know how happy you're going to make these creators when they see you liking their stuff, commenting on their stuff. Like, they put in months of work to create this entertainment for us. And so letting them know that we saw it and we liked it goes a long way, and it helps keep our the artists and the writers and everybody's spirits up and motivated to continue. So let's make sure that we're feeding our creators. Gotta feed the creatives, right? Me and Winter crunched this entry in 4 days. It was so stressful. Pollo, you're an exception, okay? You make stuff so fast. I feel like most people really do spend weeks to months per chapter, but you are do you sleep? Genuine question, Pollo. Do you sleep? How many hours do you think you sleep every day? Because I don't understand how you're making all these comic entries and how you're also, 3 comics for the contest, and you finished a comic in, what did you just say, 4 days? And you were super active in the Discord. You're coming to the live streams. I am just, my mind cannot math out how that works. It's incredible. Derpsy Fish says, I started in December and barely finished with 4 minutes left on the 15th. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know any creator who's faster than that. Pollo, I think you're the fastest creator I personally know. Winter, I'm on the verge of burnout, but we ball. Yeah, you definitely ball, that's for sure. Winter says, Art Fight is coming soon. It is. I am so excited for Art Fight. For those of you who've been on my channel prior to this contest, if you're new, absolutely, I love you being here. I love that we're talking comics, because comics are my bread and butter, my home, my comfort space. I am going to do so much more content on comics than what is currently in my channel, and there is already currently plenty about comics to begin with. But that said, I go hard on Art Fight. I have been going hard on Art Fight for 8 years. My channel's not 8 years old. My channel's 4 years old. But I've been going hard on Art Fight all 4 years, and you will see it every year. If you're new to Art Fight, I got you. Just come look at my channel. I got you. Everything you need to know about Art Fight is here. And if you are a veteran of Art Fight, let's fight. Let's fight. Catch me on Art Fight. Catch me on Art Fight, because I always revenge. I have an 8-year streak, and I have never missed a single revenge. I have always attacked back. So if you attack me, unless something crazy happens next year that changes the plot, I always revenge. I am so serious about my Art Fight, you guys. Astray House says, that's insane. 4 days for sketch for me. I know. Pantheon, yay, more vibes, please. Agreed. Get it, guys. Y'all's OCs are not safe. Not my baby, says Elena. Art Fight is going to be so much fun with the Discord. I agree, Pollo. I am here for it. I'm excited for it. I know the videos, every year, people start putting out videos sooner and sooner and sooner. I think last year they started in May. I think I saw my first one in April this year. I'm not even kidding you. The first video that dropped this year for Art Fight, dropped at the end of April. It's so much fun, but I digress. Let's keep it comic focused for now, because we gotta read another comic. So we gotta pick out another comic to read. I did want to, I'm gonna scroll back through the chat real quick, because I feel like I asked a question and I really wanted the answer to, but I don't remember. What it was, but I was really looking for the answer. So I'm a little confused. I'm confusing myself on what it was. Yeah, fan art. I will be drawing fan art for you guys of your comics. got inspired yesterday while reading some, and I was like, I really just want to sit down and draw some fan art. I was like trying to do marketing on TikTok because I just started a new TikTok account because normally I just do YouTube. I have no other socials, so now I'm creating other socials so that I can like participate in the marketing part of this contest. And so I'm starting from zero. I'm starting from scratch. Show me some love if you can in other spaces because I literally just got started. But I was doing that, and I was like, I really just like it's fun to make these videos about my own stuff, but I really just want to draw some of these characters I'm reading from other comics, especially when I'm watching She's So Drama's live streams over there on TikTok. I've been watching She's So Drama's live streams, and I gotta tell you, it just really made me want to draw fan art. So that's coming. It's in the pipeline, y'all. I've got the itch to do it. So we'll see where that goes. But let me give you guys another question for the trivia, and then the first person to answer it gets to decide what comic we are reading next. Trivia, for anybody who just joined the live stream, trivia comes from the comic In the Pinned Comment. So that is my contest entry. If you want to try and answer the trivia and get your comic read, that is where all the answers can be found. All that I ask is that if you're going to view the comic, please engage with the comic. Please don't leave me high and dry with a really high view count but a really low engagement count. That would hurt my feelings. That said, let's see, what do I want my next question to be? Art Lotus says, don't feel bad. I just found out from my understanding, everyone draws each other's OCs, and that's like an attack. I'm still confused. Yeah, that's how Art Fight works. So for Art Fight, you basically create a profile and you upload your OCs that you want fan art of. And then when July 1st happens, you join a team. And it's like 2 teams, and they'll just have some theme for what the teams are. So like one year it was coffee versus tea, another year it was dream versus nightmare, things like that. You join a team and then you draw fan art for the other team. So you go to the other team's pages and you pick a character from their collection of characters and you draw it. And when you submit the art, the fan art, you get points for your team, and they can revenge your attack, because your fan art is considered an attack. They revenge it by drawing fan art for you. So they draw fan art of your characters, and then they get points for their team. And at the end of the month, the team with the most points wins. And you get a really cute little badge for your profile if you win. So that's really nice to have. Yeah, let me just real quick. Let's just do it. Let's just take a quick look at Art Fight. Actually, right here, Art Fight. That's how much I love it. It's one of my pinned websites, and my this Art Fight's one of them. So here's my Art Fight page for my account. It's PerryPictures, just like everywhere else. And this year will be my 9th year. So I wasn't kidding when I said I've been doing this. I've been on the grind of Art Fight for 8 years already. This is year number 9. And the last team I was on was Seafoam. It was Seafoam versus Stardust, and here are my badges. So I've been on the winning team 3 times. You can tell by the crowns. Like let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. So you see the team that has a crown on it? That was the years that I was on the winning team. I'm usually on the losing team. I just don't pick good teams, I guess. I always pick the wrong team. So if you want to win, you want to use me as the barometer, just look at what team I picked and pick the opposite, because that's usually who wins. It's usually not the team I picked that wins. Perry has vids of Art Fight on her channel too, and they're super helpful. Yeah, I do. I go hard. I ball when it comes to Art Fight, so definitely check out. I have a whole playlist, actually. I have an Art Fight playlist full of tutorials, whether they came from my channel or somebody else's channel. I collect Art Fight videos into an Art Fight playlist for you guys. So it doesn't matter if it's mine or not. I just want to make sure that people who want to do Art Fight have all the resources they need. And so I have a playlist for that. Just go to my playlist tab and check out the Art Fight playlist. It might also be on my homepage too. So it might be even easier to find. Yes, I'm going to go back and watch and get an idea. Definitely do that. Elena, you never participated. It's a lot of fun. And I can show you some examples. So those are the teams that I've joined in the past. I get a winner's badge on the years that I win. And here's here's how it works. If we go to the top of my page, here are my characters. So I submit my characters, right? I have like a little set, and you can have like permissions, like rules. If you're like, I'm really not comfortable with XYZ, you just put it up here and people don't draw XYZ. You know what I mean? So here are my characters. This top row is my older Webtoon. This is my Webtoon Venerable. These are my Venerable characters, okay? Here you see Caitlin. Caitlin's right here. And then I just have some other OCs that I've just had over the years. Like here's my Pokemon OC. I did Misadventure May one year, and these were my characters from that. D&D characters. These two are D&D characters. So just like your characters for anything, any reason you have a character, whether it's your D&D characters, your comic characters, whatever. As long as it's your original character, you can add them to your page. And then you draw attacks. Here's my attacks. I know that we're like totally off base. I promise you we will go back to reading comics in just a second. But Art Fight is coming up. It is every July, and it is amazing. It is a great time. So I highly recommend for all artists, So here's some attacks that I drew last year. I decided to try traditional art, so I drew a bunch of traditional art attacks last year. And here's one that I did. And then, like, the defenses are the drawings that people did for me of my characters. And so we can see by scrolling through here, here's one of Caitlin. And this is by my colorist Artbreaker. And literally in the last chapter, my behind the scenes chapter that I just posted, yesterday I think it was, I showed in that chapter this artwork by Artbreaker because this was the fan art that Artbreaker did of my OC that made me really want her to color my comic. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, I really love this drawing. I love how you color. If you have time available and are interested, do you want to collaborate? And she said yes. So here we go. We have a whole comic now because of Art Fight. Because in Art Fight, Artbreaker attacked my OC, Caitlin, and drew this beautiful piece of art. And it was like all history from there. So Art Fight is like amazing. We love Art Fight here. Art Fight is our second home, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and head back over to Webtoon and get the ball rolling. I do owe you guys a question for the trivia. I'm trying to think. Oh, here's a good one. Who is the Brotherhood of Rogues Knight? Who is the Brotherhood of Rogues Knight in Love Cursed Queen of Rogues? If you can tell me who the Brotherhood of Rogues Knight is, you get to pick the next comic we read, as long as it's a Webtoon contest comic. And I wonder what this year's theme will be, says Poyo. Yeah, I'm really excited to find that out too. Poyo said at Team Stardust you participated for the first time last year. That's amazing. And Blue Mouse said I was so sad I couldn't do last year. That's like a giant theme. Yeah. I hope you can do it this year. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. Excuse me, my throat is like, I don't know, like maybe I've been talking too long. It's starting to get kind of froggy. All right, so just real quick, let me repeat the trivia for the next comic that we're going to read. The first person who can answer this question gets to pick the next comic that we're going to read live on stream. And that question is, who is the Brotherhood of Knights Rogue? Wait, who is the Brotherhood of Rogues Knight? Wow, what a weird way to mix up my words. That was a word scramble. We are looking for the name of the Knight of the Brotherhood of Rogues. No, it's not Wesley Cohen. Wesley Cohen was, is the Duke. He is the Duke and also a secret assassin, we learned in Chapter 1, but he's not in the Brotherhood of Rogues. He's actually fighting the Brotherhood of Rogues in the very first chapter. We're looking for the Knight of the Brotherhood of Rogues. It's somebody in the guild. Somebody very close to Caitlin, if that makes a really good hint. It's a good clue. Somebody very close to Caitlin. She's the Queen of Rogues. Who is her knight? It's not the Baron. Puyo, no. Derpsy Fish says Callan Sky. Good guess, but it's not Callan Sky. Callan Sky is the army commander. We're looking for the knight of the Brotherhood of Rogues. It is somebody very close to Caitlin. And I'm going to take a sip because I think my throat needs a little bit of a drink. I am so bad with names, says Puyo. That's okay. I am too. If you can describe the character to me, if you know who it is, but you can't remember the name, just describe it to me and I'll let you know if you're thinking of the right person. If we don't get an answer, we're going to do this. We're going to pick one from this list, and then we'll ask another question after we read one off of the list. So I have this backup list, but I believe in you guys. I believe in you. I think you can answer this question. Yes, Derpsy Fish. It is Susie. Susie Snow is the Brotherhood of Rogues knight. So Derpsy Fish, you win. You get to choose what we're going to read next. Oh, it says winter. Yeah. Yeah, it's like so obvious, like once you know. It's like, oh yeah. And then named it named everybody else, yeah. Yep, see, I'm seeing more O's in the chat. Yeah, like once you know, it just becomes, it clicks into place, yeah. Susie Snow is our knight of the Brotherhood of Rogues. She's got the little tattoo of the knight chess piece as well, which is one of the first things we learn about her when we see her for the first time. And then I think chapter 3 is where it explicitly says that she's the knight of the Brotherhood of Rogues. So it's these little details, but I'm running out of easy questions to ask, so I have to ask more nuanced questions. Derpsy Fish wins. So the Masked Guy, is that the name? No, wait. Let us know what comic you want to read, Derpsy Fish. Just type it in the chat, and that is what we will jump to next. And of course, I will add the link. So When Cupid Falls. I feel like that one's right. No, that's Stupid Cupid. Okay, I'm going to type it in. When Cupid Falls. Oh my gosh, this is you? This is you? Derpsy Fish. Oh my gosh. So I already read the first chapter. It's on my reading list. I've already subscribed. I've got to read the rest of this, but oh my gosh. Wait a minute. No, I totally did read the rest of this already, didn't I? Or at least this one. I remember it. I'm going to do it again because apparently I didn't heart it. I'm going to fix that. But yeah, we're going to take a look at this, okay? It's not yours. Oh, okay. That's fair. But it is really good. There's like 7 Cupid entries. Yeah, Cupid is a popular theme this round or this year. I noticed that too. This is so good. I understand why you're recommending this one. It is also on the list that we were looking at before, I think, but definitely a good one. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share this with you guys. If my excitement tells you anything, this is a good comic and you might want to check it out. So there's the link and we're going to go ahead and take a look. Yeah, just even looking at this avatar up here, the series thumbnail, it looks so good. So just like I said with all the other ones, make sure that if you're viewing, you're engaging. And if you really like it, there's the subscribe button. Please subscribe. I subscribe to all of them. I want to give maximum support. And then, you know, likes, comments, you know the drill. So let's go ahead and do this. Cassian is really good at his job, bringing couples together, shooting at their hearts, linking their souls for eternity. That is, until he gets a mission full of temptation. Will Cupid resist the urge to stay in the world of the living and the loving? Or will this strange girl who can see through him be his downfall? So we're going to go ahead and start with chapter 1, and I agree, it's very pretty. Cupid is very pretty in this comic. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll down. Okay, Lily, don't be mad at me, please. You arranged something. I arranged something, but it's a good idea this time. A good idea, huh? So, who is it? Is he from campus? Yes! You know Ariel? Ariel? Yes! Apparently he's had a fat crush on you for a while. Hold on. Isn't he part of Kai's group? We ignore Kai. Just give Ariel a chance, okay? If he turns out to be an arsehole, it's his loss. Fiona? Stop that. I'm already inside. Choo choo. Oh. I am so sorry. No problem. If I remember correctly, this is Ariel. Hey, Ariel. Correct. Hi, Fiona. Lilia? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Lilia? Hi. Hi. Nice to finally get to talk to you. Oh, yeah. Somebody grabbing our MC by the waist. Come on, beautiful. I was waiting for you. Kai? Also, these outfits, super cute. Love them. It's the little things, you know? Well, wait, I don't... Relax. I just thought they needed some alone time. This guy's giving creep. He's giving sleazy. He's giving creep. Am I wrong? Are you guys seeing the red flags? I'm seeing the red flags. Let me know if you're seeing them, because this dude is like a neon sign for red flags. See? Chatter, chatter, haha. I was going to leave on my own anyway. Yeah, she's not feeling him. Yeah, Pantheon Talk says red flag. Agreed. Elena, red. Yes. All caps, red. And just sit and watch? What a waste. Let's dance. No, thank you. I'll just sit here next to Elliot. Bye, Kai. Elliot's like, huh? Fine. Have fun with the downgrade. Bro is a Chad. He's a Chad. He's a total Chad. Such a nice brother. Oh, and they're brothers. I don't see the resemblance. Aw. Look at this. Like, you see these wispies? The pink wispies coming off of him? Munch, munch. She's looking so hard, too. So what do you think? Huh? Leela and Ariel. You think it'll work? You tell me. You're the one who suggested this meetup. Okay, so we're passing the buck here. We're realizing now that it wasn't entirely her idea. Pantheon Talks left a whole line of red flags in the chat. Hands off, says Astry House. I agree. I'm glad she had an out for sure. But you'll go home, lover boy. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody wants you here. But you're her best friend. We already know Ariel likes her. It's all on Leela now. Well, they just met. Too soon to say. He seems sweet though. Chatter, chatter, chatter. This reminds, like, this space that the author put them in. It seems like such a cozy city bar. Like, it's giving, I don't know, I feel like maybe New York, maybe Seattle. I'm not sure. It just has kind of like, it says city to me, even though it's brick and you can catch a lot of brick in the Midwest. I don't know. Something about this. It's very industrial, right? Like, that was a whole thing, like a whole vibe for like a decade to do the like industrial aesthetic. Anyway, moving on. I'll thank you if it ends up working out, I guess. You're the one helping me here. The thanks would be for you. What are you, Cupid? Spit take. All right, let's dance. What? Let's have some fun instead of just sitting here all night. Why me? Kai just offered. But I don't like him. And we are partner matchmakers now, so I'd rather dance with you. That we are. But I gotta go now. Update me on Leela's thoughts later. Cupid out. Deuces. I added that part. He didn't say that part. Bye. This is gonna be an easy one, he says as he walks toward the exit. Homegirl can see your wings, bruh. She can see those wings. Also, we were talking yesterday about, in the Discord we were talking about, was it Discord? Nope, it was on Shisa Drama's live stream. We were talking about drawing wings. And Jay, I don't think Jay is here right now, and how Jay had like to do a whole bunch of wings because their entire like universe is like angels, and so a lot of wings involved. I had to draw a lot of wings for mine as well. I feel like wings were also, I mean, if Cupid's gonna be a big theme this year, then wings are obviously gonna come with it. But yeah. No means no, says Poyo. Yeah. No is a full sentence, bestie, Winter. I agree. Pantheon says, if you say no and someone gets upset, don't let them manipulate you into crossing your boundaries. It's okay to say no and be unapologetic about it. I would say that's even a reason to double down on your no. If you say no and somebody gets angry, you should add like 10 more no's to your list. Like everything they say from now on is going to be a no, because you need to create space between you and that person. Like nobody should be angry at you for saying no. If you don't want to do something and they get angry, not cool. Yeah, so let's go. I think Ariel just gets along with everyone. That explains why he's still friends with someone like Kai. Yeah, I can believe that. They were childhood friends, and Elliot was part of their group by inertia. He's Kai's little brother, after all. I just hope they have less in common now than they did as kids, Ariel and Kai. You could have told me you knew them before. And how was I supposed to know you'd arrange something with Ariel of all people? Fair. This is a small college town, Fifi. Oh, that's cute, Fifi. Everyone knows everyone, even if we never talked before. At least it went well, no? Oh, speak of the devil. And she starts pointing. Concentration. Hey, Elliot. Gah. Hey, hi, girls. Yeah, exchanging a look. Why did you leave the party so early? The party? I was there? Huh? Uh-oh. Somebody has no memory of this. We're late for class, Fifi. Bye, Elliot. Bye. He was acting totally different. Who? Elliot. Yeah. He's always been like that, huh? I'm more surprised he even showed up to the party to begin with. You don't understand. His aura was gone. Not the aura stuff again. Listen. I do see them, okay? Yeah. I'm seeing some pink wings here. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. He is like literally glowing pink. It's the pink outline, guys. Look at this technique here. Sorry, I'm gonna read this line and we're gonna look at it. He was like a different person. Yeah, because he is a different person. He's this person. Technique-wise, look at this. Everything had like black outlines, right? Until you get to this person in like the spirit realm or whatever, this Cupid. And now all the outlines are pink, which is so cool. It like creates this completely different look. It really does make him look like he's kind of glowing, kind of like a floaty, spirity kind of person. You could probably do the same thing with another color too, like if you did like a bright blue or maybe even a bright green or something. But the pink definitely works for a Cupid for sure. But just amazing how one small change like that can differentiate so well. And this is such a money shot too, by the way. Don't you guys think like just changing the line art it just makes such a huge difference, right? Hi, Thorstore. Hey, welcome to the welcome. That's like the 5th time I've said that. Welcome to the live stream. So glad to have you here. Clearly, I've been in Discord more than anything else lately because that keeps coming out of my mouth. Hi, guys. I'm glad I got onto the stream, Sister. I'm glad you did too. So good to see you. What's the comic? This is, oh, let's keep scrolling. I think it'll tell us at the very bottom here. Yeah, there we go. When Cupid Falls. And one last time, let me go ahead and I will pop this into chat just to make it easier to find. There is the link. Show me the money, honey, says Pantheon Talks. Yeah, oops, clicked the wrong tab. Yeah, that money shot was really something. Like this, fire. Absolutely fire, this shot. Can't even fit the whole thing in. Look at this. They got the little arrow that comes down here, and then you can see through the wing here, so you can kind of get that like translucenciness. It looks super good. Honestly, fire. So fire. It looks so great. Yeah, so there's the comic. This, the art style looks so pretty, says Elena. I agree. It's gorgeous. I've been meaning to come back to this one because I read chapter 1 a while ago. Yeah, this is back in like March 11. It was one of the very early entries, like super, super early. It's like probably one of the first ones I read. And then I was like, just, you know, head down, blinders on, working on my comic for the next couple of months, and I just didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of reading. I would poke in every once in a while and like read episodes 1 of different comics and add them to my reading list, but I haven't like gotten to, I've got a backlog. Let's say that I have a backlog of catching up to do. I am so sure I read chapter 2 of this already though. I don't know why it's saying I didn't. I did. I read chapter 2 of this already. But somehow, did I comment? I feel like I had to have commented. I'm not going to go through 50 comments to find it. I think I did comment, but I must have missed liking this, or maybe I double tapped it on my phone and accidentally unliked it. Yeah, because I did come back and I did read that. I know I did. Anyway, when Cupid falls, okay, got it, LOL. I'm on an outing, but I want to pop in the stream. I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad that you found a comic that you like while we were streaming. That's so good. Those are goals. I love how pretty it is. Yes, I agree. It really, really is. It's gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead and do another one. Let's, we've got like 5 more minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark, I think. No, wait, I started at 9:30, not 9 o'clock. So we've really only been going for an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and do another one, but that means I need to come up with another question for Love Cursed Queen of Rogues. And I feel like this would be easier if I just put them all in the same tab. So here we go. Love Cursed Queen of Rogues. We are going to ask one more trivia question for you guys. And then we're going to let the winner of the trivia pick our next read. Derpsy Fish, thank you for reading. It's one of my favorite entries. I can see why. It's really good. I think that was a great recommendation. All right, so we are going to, the way this works, because I see that we have a couple new people in the chat. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to ask you a trivia question based on my contest entry, which is Love Cursed Queen of Rogues, currently on screen. And the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat will pick the next comic we read. Whatever comic that they recommend, as long as it's in the contest, we will read it. So that is the only criteria. It doesn't have to be yours. It can be yours, but it doesn't have to be. But it does have to be in the contest. It doesn't matter if it's what category it's in, most epic, most feels, most gripping, most laughs. Any category is fine. Just got to be an entry. So those are the only rules. And if you haven't read my comic yet, the pinned link in the live chat will take you here. So if you're looking for the answer to the question, to the trivia question, that link will take you to the comic where you can find the answers. Whew, I gotta slow down. I feel like I'm trying too hard to talk too fast. And I know a bunch of people just dipped out to check out that link because I just saw it all happen at once. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds and then we're going to ask our question because I want to give them a chance to come back and hear the question. Like I've said before, even though I'm probably talking to all the same people who already heard me say it the first time, let's make sure that when we look at these comics, including mine for the trivia game, that we are engaging. So we're not just increasing the views, we want to make sure that we're also increasing engagement. I don't know how many views I had before. It looks like, oh gosh, I don't know. This many? I don't really understand how I'm supposed to read this, but it's this many plus this many or something. Actually, the best way to find out is to just go here and look at, maybe that's not the best way to find out. Oh, right, it's right here. This is the number I was looking for. I was confused for a minute. Yeah, so we're sitting at like 900 views, but 85 subs, which means I have a less than 10% conversion ratio here. I want to make sure that I'm trying to stay, I have no control over what people do, obviously, but I would like to stay at a 10% ratio between views and subs, and currently I am under that. So my views have really shot up in today as of this stream, but my subs haven't changed, and so it's not really keeping up with my 10% ratio. And I say this for my sake and for your guys' sakes. When it comes to your comics, we're always looking at engagement ratios, not just views, but engagement, which includes subs, likes, and comments. And here's a little tea, a little something I heard recently. I'm so bad at remembering where I pick up these like rumors. So I don't remember where I picked up this rumor, but I definitely heard that there's a fourth metrics when it comes to engagement. Oh, I remember where I heard it. I heard it in Apollo and Pantheon Talk stream. Pantheon, maybe you can shed some light on this. You had mentioned shares, how the number of shares you get. So like people sharing, like I think it's this button, copying the URL and then sharing it around. The number of shares you get also counts toward your engagement ratios. So just another thing to keep in mind. I think I might create, I don't know, some kind of promo in the future, like asking readers if they like the comic to share it to 4 or more friends. And you guys kind of like you guys can be my beta testers, okay? I would like for you to share my comic with 4 or more friends. Let's try to get this number up to 90 so that I can maintain a 10% ratio of views to subs. That would make me very happy. And it's only 5 away. So if everybody shares this with 4 or more friends, I hope that at least a few of them would help boost us back to 90 and get us back to that 10% ratio. That's just something I found from talking to some originals, says Pantheon. That to me sounds like a super valid source of information. I would definitely believe them. That sounds good. Winter says interesting. Yeah, Derpsy Fish, thank you for reading. It's one of my favorites. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, all right, so it looks like we're starting to see some people come back from popping off to read the comic. So I gotta pick out a question for you guys, and I would like your help during the stream or after, because I know during the stream it's hard to watch and be doing other things on your devices, but if you could please also share Liqueur, copy this beautiful little URL here and share it with 4 or more friends. That is the number, 4 or more. If you can do that, you can help me get to a 10% ratio, and that I just have my heart set on 10, like a very modest 10%. If you guys can help me get to 10, that would make me very happy. All right, so Ashtree says, but would you have to click share from the site? Just copy and paste URL when sharing comics. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know that they would. So if I just do it like here, which is what I normally do when I like post the link in live chat, is I just copy it from up here. I don't know that they would necessarily have the ability to calculate that metrics. They might. I know for places I've worked in the past, we had the capability on our website to differentiate between, like, if we did an email newsletter and we had like 3 different links to the same place, like 3 different click-through rates. We would get a metrics for 3 different click-through rates, and it would tell us which area, what link was being clicked, and that helped us know what was most effective. But I don't know if actually clicking up here on your toolbar counts. I don't know that Webtoon, the website, would have access to this kind of data up here on what you're doing up here in your search bar. Not sure that that would actually be one that they could calculate. So if anything, this button right here is probably your best bet as far as like increasing your metrics. It's probably this one. Ashley House, how would they track from there? And also, it's probably not just sharing this, but it's how many people click on the link you shared. So let's take a quick look at something. I'm going to try something. I have a theory. I'm going to probably prove myself wrong immediately, but let's try it. I'm going to click this URL, okay? I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to paste it. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this. Oh, it doesn't make my toolbar bigger. Oh, well. Okay, well, shoot. All right, well, I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to tell you. I'm going to paste it right up here and see if the link is exactly the same. Okay, the link is not exactly the same. So I feel like if somebody travels to this page from that copied link, because it has a slightly different URL, that might be how they calculate shares, because it might be people who actually visit your page from that specific link. All right, so there we go. A little bit of reverse engineering here. Pantheon says, I don't know if it would fully affect the contest, but I think a share really shows how valuable it is. Like, the reader liked it so much they wanted to share it with their fans. I agree with that. I think it's a very strong indicator that people enjoy a certain comic. Ash Treat, but would you click? Oh, I just answered that one. How would they track from there? Yeah, I think that's how. It's different for originals because when you share an original URL on Instant, you get that cool banner on the story. Oh, on Instagram. Okay. I'm not even on Instagram. That was on my list of things I was supposed to do last night was create one because I want to do a collab with She's So Drama, but I got to get on Instagram first. Hello, Eliane. I wish Canvas creators could have a banner so bad. Me too. It would be so nice to be able to like put a little custom banner right here. All right, I think that was definitely more than enough time for people to catch up on the comic. So it's time to ask a new question so we can get another one in to read. I do hope that some of my prattling here was valuable, though. A little bit of information in between reads that hopefully contributes to our overall growth and understanding. Poyo says, Webtoons, can we have a banner for the contest Webtoons? How about more ads? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What information would you guys have based on, let's say, these first 3 chapters? For the next trivia question, the person who answers this first will get to decide the comic we read next. And I would like to know, what is the name of the magic species in my comic? In Love Cursed Queen of Rogues, what do we call a person with a magic aura? What is that called? What are they called? Thor Store, ooh, as soon as you get on Insta, let me know. Absolutely. I'd be so happy to build up my network on Insta and connect with all my comic creators because you guys are the best and you guys keep me sane. Having community keeps me sane. It makes the process just way more, it's like a buffer. It keeps you from hitting E. I don't fully drain and run out. Elaine is correct. Aldir is right. Thorster said, I know this. Yeah, but Elaine was faster. Yeah, Elaine, what do we got here? What would you like us to read next? Aldir is the right answer. So what comic are we reading? Elaine gets to pick the next one that we're reading because she answered the question correctly. Polio says, yes, Insta is my go-to even though there's a lot of flaws. I've had Instagram before a couple times and I just always delete it. I don't know. I really, really struggle with wanting to do Instagram, but I know for the sake of being a comic creator, I need to just like suck it up and tough it out, stick with it and just continue to use it. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to create a new one. I'll share it with you guys. I'll make sure I'll do my best to disseminate and connect with y'all once I get it started. Elaine says, is it possible to show my comic too? Yeah, as long as it's in the contest, we can show your comic. As long as you entered, we will take a look at it because I'm trying to promote people who are in the contest. I want to make sure that, because Webtoon's not going to do it. They're deliberately leaving us on our own to get the word out there that these comics exist. I think I'm not personally a huge fan of that tactic. I understand why maybe they would want to do that because they want to see how much you're bringing to the table. But I personally think that no matter how many views you bring to the table, unless you're clocking hundreds of thousands, it's not going to be able to supplement what they do with their originals on the front page, because they're always going to be putting an original in front of millions of people and pulling hundreds of thousands of readers, right? So unless you're also bringing hundreds of thousands of readers to your story, it's a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the ocean. I mean, it's a drop in the ocean. I don't know why they're clocking how much you're bringing to the table when it's so disproportionate to the readership that originals get on the front page. It just wouldn't make sense to me. But, you know, they're not really making any statements, so all we can do is our best guess and make assumptions about why we think they're doing things the way they're doing them. Okay, bye Thor, see you later. I'm glad you're able to come though, and I'm so glad that you saw as much as you did. You said you'll catch up on the live later. Absolutely, that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You have that replay button, everything sticks around, so we have access to all the lives. Pantheon says preach. Yeah. See, I have thoughts. I have thoughts on all of this. I do think it would be best served, in my opinion, as like literally as a marketing expert in the entertainment industry. I feel like what would serve them best literally would be to promote these entries. Promote them, make them visible, make them accessible, make sure that readers, people who are not invested creators, make sure that readers are aware of and engaging in this contest. You're spending a lot of money on this contest. Even if it's going to be a tax write-off down the road or something like that, it's still a huge pool of money. And if you want to get your dollar's worth, you need to be promoting this. You need to be hyping it. This should get hyped up, you know, just like with the NBA and with promoting new picks, like when they're drafting brand new players straight out of like college or whatever. They create so much content around these rising stars, and they should be doing the same thing here with Webtoon. They should be promoting this the way you would promote new players joining an NBA team. You need to be promoting your new creators, your contest webcomic legends, as if you were finding the next biggest thing. And you need to hype that so that the readers believe it, so that they think that they're onto something, that they're going to be the OG readers. They want to have a piece of that pie, and that's how you make this matter. Leaving it in the dark, like hiding it in the closet just to see how many readers each individual creator can bring to the table is such an underserving strategy, in my opinion. Arletta says exactly, at least let people know there is a contest. Pantheon talks, I'm hoping in phase 2 they promote the 40. I do too. I feel like they will, but you never know. We'll just have to wait and see. Polio says, how are we supposed to gain an audience on the app when there's so much stuff shoved in front of your face? The competition's always going to be there. It really is. The competition will always be there. And that's kind of the thing. I'm sorry, I was supposed to be looking up a series. Elena, what did you give me? What are we reading? It's called As the Seasons Pass. Okay, As the Seasons Pass. Let me not forget that. We're going to find this. It's the contest version. Let me do that real quick before I lose my train of thought again. So As the Seasons Pass, and I'm assuming this one is the newer one. Let's take a look. Drama fantasy. Am I on the right one? Is this the contest one? Let me know. I think so, because it's got the little, well, we all get a little check mark next to a name. Have you guys noticed this, by the way? When you are an entrant in the contest, your name gets this little Webtoon check mark. It's how I know when I see people in the comments of my Webtoon with a little check mark next to their name. I'm like, oh, they also entered the contest, and they're taking time out of their busy day to comment on mine. So now I'm going to go check out theirs because I know they entered. So when I see this little check mark in my comments section, I go read your comic. I just want to know, and I'm going to do it way more now that I'm done drawing like my entries and the entry section closed. I'm going to take a little break before I start episodes 4 and 5. And I'm just going to read. I'm going to get some pure enjoyment out of this because I feel like I've worked really hard and I deserve it. And I just want to recharge my battery with new inspiration and finding new comics. And this is going to be my priority. I'm going to be looking for these little check marks for people who are competing because I want to show support while it still matters. While support is still important. And so I'm going to be reading these contests first before I read anything that's not in the contest, which is also why that's the focus of this stream. We're not looking at non-contest comics today, not because they're less valid, they're just as valid, but because this is it's a time-sensitive thing. All right, so Polio said here we're supposed to gain an audience on I read that part. Where's the built-in audience? Tell me about it. Long story short, the whole point of that rant was to say we're always going to be facing a huge amount of competition, whether there's a contest or not, whether there's a prize or no prize. There will always be a ton of competition. Like Polio said, you're always going to be drowning in competition. But I feel like because it's a contest, you would at least hope that they would separate a little bit more, like put them a little bit more in front of people because it is such a short time period thing. It's such a timely thing. So we're doing our best as the creators, as the community, as content creators on YouTube, on TikTok, on wherever you are. We're doing what we can to support our own community and to make the most of this time. Elena says, yes, agreed. Pollo, I think the check indicates that you posted on Canvas. Is it? Maybe I've completely misread that. I'm going to have to do a little, sleuthing to figure it out. Elaine says, could you skip to episode 2, though? Yeah, absolutely. We can totally do that. You think it's the more interesting one. Totally fair. You can pick which chapter you want me to preview. Astri says, on my creator account... Oh, my creator account is only logged in on my PeepC. I read and comment on my other account, Ashtree Reads. If you see it, it's me, haha, but no checkmark. Yeah, I just kind of figured Ashtree House. When I see Ashtree Reads, I know it's you, because I've been following you since long before this contest happened. I am definitely a fan of yours since you more or less launched Rain Girl. I think I've been there since, episode, I want to say 12. You were, 12 deep when I discovered it. And then I obviously speed read everything that was out. So yeah, I'm a major fan. I know you are. I won't miss it. I'll know it's you. Art Lotus says the advertisement is no longer on the app's homepage, which is weird, especially since the submission period is over. Yeah, they just revamped. Gosh, I know we're getting distracted, but they really did just revamp the whole UI and made it even harder. I'm sure the originals are also looking at the new UI and going, what the heck? At least before, if you were the favorite 10 or so top favorite, I don't know, let's be generous. Let's say top 30 favorite company favorites, right? You would get a little more screen time, right? A little bit more advertisement, a little bit more face-to-face with every reader on the platform. But now that's gone for them too. So I'm sure they're also looking at this what are you doing? Why did you do this to us? How is this supposed to help? Blue Mouse says, I gotta run. Thank you for reading and streaming. Well, I appreciate you being here. Let me very quickly, before you go, let me drop this link so that we make sure everybody has access to this comic real quick. I want to make sure that even if you have to pop off, you still get the link. And Ashley says, oh my God, thank you. Yeah, of course. You do hard work and it's beautiful. Your storytelling shines, your work shines, all of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at As the Seasons Pass. We've got this beautiful headshot up here with some fall leaves and some snowflakes and some flowers floating around. So I feel like this is a very fitting comic thumbnail. Yeah, I said it right. Okay, cool. I did a good job. All right, so here we are, guys. You know the drill. Let's make sure we are engaging with it. So we're going to subscribe. We're going to read chapter 2 by request, and then we're going to do all the things. But first, we start here. We start with the synopsis. Failing to awaken his autumn powers as a child, Akiru makes his living as a humble blacksmith, desperate to make even the smallest positive mark he can on the world. However, one day everything changes when he awakens all of the 4 seasons with him and previously wielded only by the legendary guardian of the seasons. With comrades by his side, Akiru must learn to control the maelstrom of the 4 seasons and fulfill his destiny to save the world. Already, I can see a perfect marketing pitch for you, Elena. This, you can just market this to all fans of the Airbender series. I'm probably saying that wrong because I'm a dummy, okay? I don't claim to be smart. But like is it called Airbender? Is it called, what is it called? I know you know what I'm talking about. But that's who I would be marketing to. And I would name drop that all the time and be like, Airbender meets something else that feels like an appropriate comparison to your story. And I would just blast that everywhere. But like, if you're a fan of Airbender plus blah, 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 you gotta read this story. And that would be like Avatar. Thank you. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was close. I was pretty close. Avatar. Yeah. I'm like, if you are a fan of Avatar, you have to read this next. Like, you need to read this story. This is for my Avatar fans. It is to scratch that Avatar itch. Okay. This is what you were missing. Come get it. You know, like that would be my pitch everywhere. I'd be blasting that all over the place if this was my comic. So I feel like lean into it. Don't wait for them to come to you and be like, oh, that sounds like Avatar. You need to lead with that. Be like, this is for Avatar fans. This is exactly what you like. This is exactly what you're looking for. I hope you will enjoy it. I made this just for you. Like that kind of pitch. That's how I would be pitching it. Exactly. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Chapter 2. So we're going to skip chapter 1, which means we're probably going to miss some context here, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So we're going to start with a nice long scroll for this beautiful background, and then we're going to meet this little group camping out under the trees. So we've got ourselves a party of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Party of 5, 6 if you count the giant purpur, which looks like a cat to me. So this goes right into my cat comics collection. Cat solidarity. Hello. Welcome to the club. We are going to keep going and meet some of these characters. This one's got like holly berries in the hair, so I'm assuming this is a winter character. It also looks kind of like a snowflake on the front of the shirt. I'm seeing winter when I see this character. They're going to sit up. This cute little fluffy Kiki. Big, well, he's not little. He's big. He's like a cute big Kiki. All right, so this one's still sleeping. This is MC, just judging on, basing this off of the series Avatar. I'm assuming this one right here is the main character. Maple Boy, get up. Poke, poke. Oh, no. Here it comes. Oh, man. That's not how I would want to be woken up. Whoosh. I was right, though, about winter. It's definitely winter. Look at that pile of snow. Whoomp. Come on. We have a long day of training today. Gasps. Achoo. Aww. As the seasons pass, Elena's title card. So there you go. We've got ourselves a beautiful wintry title card. I'm just curious. I'll have to check it when I go through the rest of the chapters. But I'm wondering if you're doing different seasons for each chapter. Like a different, like how this one's a wintry vibe because it's got like the ice and the snowflakes. I wonder like if we check another chapter, if it would be like spring or fall or summer. So we've got these cute little borders. So Iduna, what are we learning today? Freeze oceans? Blizzards? Maybe a huge avalanche of snow? Sparkle. I think you're thinking a little too big, my friend. Hold your tree branches there, Maple Boy. You start with making snow. Yeah, that's what I thought. You've messed with the weather more than enough. Oh, right. Sorry. Like the other seasons, the key to creating winter is your mindset. Only difference is that winter requires less emotions and more discipline. Winter is a turbulent season, so if it goes out of control, everything it touches will be its victim. Like this cute little bunny, please do not frostbite the bunny. That seems a little bit unfair. So don't think, don't feel. Oh my gosh, I feel like she's about to experiment on the bunny. Oh no. Jump, jump, jump. Yeah, run, run, run. Oh, he didn't run fast enough. Crackle, crackle. Yeah, that's dangerous, my friends. This is a dangerous power. I think it's appropriate to be scared of Blondie now. I think she's kind of scary. No, thank you. That poor rabbit. Please unfreeze it, my guy. Your emotions are your enemy here. Do you understand, Maple Boy? Yes, Iduna. Now then, let's start with your position. So we're getting some magical training here. This is a Yoda training montage moment. Stand firmly. Focus your energy to your palms. Right, got it. Clear your mind, Guardian. Let go of any feelings you've got right now. I'm feeling some kind of way about that poor rabbit. That's what I'm feeling. Not the bunny, says Pollo, right? Come on. I love the between image details, says Iliun. I agree. Such cute art, says Ashtree. Yes, all the things. No, not this again. Uh-oh. I didn't read chapter 1, but I get the feeling that this is about to become a really big problem. What? What? Was his robes that big a second ago? Okay, now he's covered in yellow stuff with like a little tree that looks like it's circled by a strand of Christmas lights. And then there's a big tree. Why is the tree still green? Oh, wow. Well, can we have a moment to appreciate this cloak? I was saying yesterday to somebody, like, cosplay moment, looking at one of the dresses in their comic, and honestly, same. This cloak with a maple leaf on the back, this super gold, shiny cloak with a maple leaf, and the way it just has all these pleats, that's cosplayable. That is a cosplayable costume. Oh, I missed the dialogue box. I got distracted. I did all the moves right, so why didn't it? Turns around. What's wrong with him? He didn't turn the leaves red. What's going to happen now? Is he cursed? Is he still gonna be the next Shogun? If he can't, well, wait, Shogun. What's Shogun? I feel like that's... Is that like an actual... Can you do that? I don't know if Shogun's a real thing. Is that like another IP? Because if it's another IP, you're supposed to like change one letter to protect yourself from infringement copyright or something like that. If I'm wrong and Shogun's just like a noun or something, then don't mind me. Flashback says Winter. Oh, it's a flashback! That explains the wardrobe change, because he wasn't wearing a cloak and then he was. Okay. I'm dumb. I didn't pick up on that. Thanks for explaining. Shogun is Japanese for military leader. Okay, cool. So there's no copyright risks here. You're good. What a failure. If he can't wield Autumn, then he can't maintain the relic. That hair is hideous. Rude. We don't have to go after his looks just because you don't like his work. Hurtful. I hope the princess is not powerless like him. I know there's something off about that child. Failure, pathetic, useless, cursed, freak, powerless, powerless, rotten sapling, freak. Aw, so many harsh words. This poor guy. He's got a lot of feelings. Maybe I'm not cut out for this, just like back then. If you can't do this... Russell? She's scary, man. Look at her marching toward him like that, taking a long, pregnant pause. Rude. Russell? Then why are you still fighting, Guardian of the Seasons? Gasp. Why am I still fighting? That's right, I can't let my past dictate my emotions nor my actions. Blaming myself certainly won't do anyone any good. Oosh, is this the bad guy? Because this is giving bad guy. We got like a purple hue, which is very common for villains. And a curved dagger. Yeah, I'm sensing bad guy. Is this something I would know from chapter 1? I'm feeling bad guy here. I'm ready. All right, look, and already, instantly, we've got some flurries, people. We've got flurries. It was those bastards that killed my family and many innocent lives. Look at him getting this winter crown. It's giving. Then we've got this transition panel here with like the icy shards. That looks amazing. The flurries look amazing. The cracked ice looks amazing. Whoosh. Look at that powerful moment. You're killing it. Elena, this looks amazing. Whoosh. Oh, look. Suddenly she has nothing to say. Snarky little Miss Snarky Pants. No more words. That's right. You silence her. She's had enough. All right, so we're going to like it. That looks amazing. Elena, great job. The ice is so good, says Eliune. I agree. Hello, Nero Arts. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I'm so glad you made it. Damn poor bean, says Nero. Yeah. You came in at such a dramatic moment. Love the dagger popping out of the panel. Agree. I'm a huge fan of breaking the panel. I think it is so dynamic, and I support. Two thumbs up. You can't see them, but I've got 2 thumbs up. The art eats, says Pollo. Good game. It's wonderful, says Nero. Elena, yeah. You guys know what to do. You know what to do. We have to go to the comic. We gotta show our support. That was chapter 2, y'all. So if you enjoyed that chapter, click on it, give it a heart. Let's get this number up, and let's leave some comments if you're feeling brave enough to leave a comment. I know some people are shy, some people don't know what to say, but if that's not you, if you're feeling bold, if you're feeling brave, leave a comment. Those icy effects look stellar. Well done. Massive props. Is there like a little, I want to see if the ice. I'll just go with the blue heart. The ice cube's not doing it for me. I need something a little bit more likable, so we're gonna go with a heart. All right, that looks good. So that's gonna be my comment. You guys, this was really great. Let's head back to the cover real quick. And again, we want to make sure that we are supporting. You guys did it. Look at this already. So we were at 9 just a second ago when I clicked on it. Now we're at 11. I appreciate you so much. People in the chat showing the love, spreading the love. I love that. A lot of love. 3 loves straight in a row. It looks good. I appreciate you. I think it's so great that you guys are coming through for each other. And let's keep the ball rolling. Even after the stream ends, let's make sure that we're still showing our support. We don't need to be stingy. We don't need to be competitive with each other. We already know that we are our own biggest fans and we are our own biggest supporters. Webtoon is not hooking it up, okay? We're in this with each other and we got to be our own team, okay? All one team, all one family, if you will. I wanted to point out the title of this stream, right? The title of the stream was Read and Get Read by Webtoon's Biggest Fans. And I just want to clarify and explain what I mean by that because this is the perfect time to mention this. When I say Webtoon's Biggest Fans, I am not just speaking in hyperbole. I believe truly and significantly that the creators, the comic creators, are absolutely the biggest fans on the platform. We are the most passionate. No offense to people who just read. You can read and enjoy, and I think that that's lovely. We need you. We need you. We love you. We want you to be here, and we all the appreciation, right? I'm like drawing little hearts with my fingers. You can't see it. But there is definitely longevity in supporting your creators because your creators are refilling the cup, right? Like for Webtoons, the biggest fans, the biggest supporters are going to be the creators because they're the ones who are pouring into the library, right? They're filling up the library with content. So I feel like my title for this video was appropriate. Let me know if you agree. Maple Boy deserves all the love, says Winter. Agreed. You did amazing, Elena, says Pollo. I'm definitely going to binge it later. Go for it, go for it. Winter, I love the concept and cute little character moments. Yes, the little meme-ified faces were really cute. And thank you so much for being Perry and everyone. Of course, that's what we're here for. That's what this is about. Nero Arts. Perry, I read chapter 3 this morning of your comic and you killed it. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad to hear it. Wow, like when I was making chapter 3, just like a little look inside my head here, I had to move through so many scenes to get to like the inciting incident because I wanted to make sure that I definitely hit all those notes in the first 3 chapters for the contest. I wanted to make sure that I planted the seed, that we got what we needed, that the setup was there. And then I realized as I was making chapter 3, I was like, some of this should have been in chapter 2 because it was so heavy. Chapter 3 was so much heavier with like just the amount of work, the scenes, the action that happened, everything was like a lot. Like I was like, some of this could have been in chapter 2, but honestly, I'm happy with it. I'm glad that you are too. As she said, I subbed. I will read this weekend. Yeah. Thank you. And if you're subbed to Elena, for as the seasons pass, I'm sure Elena thanks you as well. I think Elena already said some thank yous. And absolutely. So I'm going to look at the time. What time is it? It's 11:34. So now officially I've been streaming for 2 hours. I start running out of energy for live streams after 2 hours. I'm a little bit of an introvert pretending to be an extrovert when I do this. So I tend to stop at the 2-hour mark only because I don't want to go low energy and then like just make stuff drag on. But what I can do is promise you that we will do this again. So keep an eye on my channel, subscribe if you haven't yet, make sure to turn on notifications so that you get notified when a stream is coming up. I always try to prep one a few days in advance so you can see it coming. And we will do another live stream read in the future, so stay tuned. And definitely if you're into Art Fight or interested in Art Fight, check out those videos. There's a whole playlist on my channel. It's full of all the goodness, all the like insider knowledge, all the jazz, okay? Astrid, this was so fun. I got new comics to read. Absolutely same. I'm excited to continue reading these. Puyo, so real. Definitely rest your voice. You can hear it, right? My throat is like really getting froggy. What a mood, says Elena. Yeah, I appreciate you guys empathizing with me. You get it. You totally get it. Us introverts trying our hardest to push ourselves outside our shells. Lotus says, thank you, Perry. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. We're going to wrap it up here, and I will see you all next time. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. Thank you.